Okay, welcome back to Woodturning Tips and Techniques. My name's Todd Rains, and the last tip we showed was how to, why it's important to fit a tenon to the small circumference of your jaws. So now we're going to learn how to turn that tenon. And dovetail tenon, these are dovetail jaws. The first thing to do is to kind of measure out using calipers that measure to the size of the jaws, and we'll use that and mark the end of it. So when I do this, I just hold the calipers over the ways of the bed, or the tailstock, and I'll touch this point down, and then measure eyeballing this point without touching this point. Obviously, if that point touches, we'll flip up. So try and see if you can see this here. So just eyeballing that other side, I'm pretty close there. Right there. The depth of our tenon should not be more than whatever the depth of your jaws are, ½ inch or so. So we'll cut in a ½ inch here. That depth of tenon down to that circumference, and then we'll fine tune the dovetail. So let me just going to use a small bowl gouge to take away this waste. I use the bowl gouge this flipped over, and we'll nibble away at this at the end of the tenon. As you get cutting this tenon, your bowl gouge is open a little bit, and at the very end, I'll move the hand out of the way, you rotate the tip so it's cutting in, and both this tip and the bottom are cutting the shoulder as well as the bottom of the tenon. Now that tenon's pretty square. You can sometimes get a pretty decent dovetail using this tool, but there's several other tools you can use. Here's an easy one, which is using a skew. It's basically just pushing that tip in there and rubbing that until you get a dovetail. Another way is if you have some extra parting tools. Do this parting tool with a bevel on the tip instead of, here's a comparison, straight across versus slightly angled on the tip. You can see this one's got the angle. So if I'm using a parting tool, I'll flip it over this way, and then I'll shove it in and have that angle. You get that dovetail. That's another way to do it. You could use a wider, basically it's a beading parting tool from Sorby. You can use it like a skew and cut it that way. And if you sharpen this edge here, just hone up this side. This edge will actually cut too. So when you're going down that side, you can actually scrape with this edge as well. One of my favorite ways of doing it, cutting a dovetail tenon, is with a spindle gouge. This is a fairly shallow flute spindle gouge, I think, gosh, I don't even know, ½ inch, whatever, and sharpened to kind of a fingernail ground with very straight sides and a pointy tip. and I basically use that, and the motion will be to hold it there, cut and roll over, and pull out the bottom. So once I'm on the bottom, I can pull out and scrape and have that nice interface between, nice sort of clean interface right down in that corner. I want to make sure that that corner down there is nice and square so that it fits onto this ledge here. Okay. And this face down here has to be flat to fit on these, on the top surface here of the chuck. So that's several ways to cut your tenon. That for me is by far the quickest. Plus I can also use this tool to clean up the face this way. There you go, several methods of cutting the dovetail tenon. You can see that dovetail will fit very cleanly. Nice and flat on the top here. Nice shoulder there. Dovetail matches the shape. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So several ways to get your dovetail tenon cut. I hope you found that useful, and again, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.